breathe in for 3, hold it for 4, out for 5, or whatever you breathe in. That's your smallest amount. You hold it for a little bit longer and you breathe out for even longer than that. Anyway, we are on Wednesday. Today we are talking about vocabulary and synonyms especially. So synonyms, those words that mean the same thing, like big and large, using the Oregon Trail. So you will need to be open to lesson 6, which has a 7 down here in your packet. You will need your developing nations, whether it's on here, developing a nation, whether it's here or online, pencil, highlighter if you're using your booklet and you want to highlight in it. So we'll be doing those. We'll be doing some IXLs, and let's hop to it. Okay. So for lesson 6, we're talking about synonyms. So those words that mean the same thing. And our goal, I will be able to identify and demonstrate understanding of words by relating them to their synonyms. So once in a while we'll hit a word we don't understand, we don't know, but we can take some words we do know, stick them in the sentence, and see if they make sense there. So we'll talk more about that using the Oregon Trail. This is a great strategy to be able to better comprehend what you're reading. A lot of times we'll run into a word we might not know, but we do know synonyms that might make sense there. We can plug some words in. If they seem to make sense, that's probably a synonym for the word we're not understanding. Also, when you're a writer, synonyms are awesome, especially if you're trying to make something sound better, like you're making it more poetic, or you want to make something that really touches somebody's heart, or it's sad, or it's funny. Having different synonyms and knowing where you can find those synonyms can really change up your writing to make it more appealing to your audience. So it's twofold. It helps you with reading, and it helps you be a better writer. So here we go. Now we're going to work on synonyms. So remember, synonyms are words that mean the same thing. And it even tells us, paragraph 3, we are going to try to find some synonyms. So we'll start with that. So in paragraph 3, it says, of the lush green fields, abundant game, and the many rivers in the Louisiana Territory, William Clark wrote. Well, in this first sentence, there's a bunch of synonyms. And I'm going to help you with these to start. So lush, green fields, abundant game, and many rivers. They all are synonyms. They're describing just how many, there's a lot of green fields, there's a lot of game, so game as in animals to hunt. And there are a lot of rivers in the Louisiana Territory. So the words that I found, and I'm going to write down here, let's do this. In paragraph 3, there were, pushed too hard. There were lush, there was abundant, and there were many, right? So our definition, a lot doesn't sound the best, so I'm going to say great amounts. There were great amounts of green fields, there were great amounts of game, there were great amounts of rivers. Now this is where I could check my synonyms with some kind of dictionary or on the web and see if what I guessed was correct. And you can go ahead and do that if you want to. You have technology at your fingertips, and you can revise it. I'm pretty positive that it means great amounts, so I'm going to just write that down for now. Now it wants us to go to paragraph 11 and look for some synonyms. It's paragraph 11. Whitman and a party made to Oregon upon reaching where they would settle and build their mission, she wrote. You can better imagine our feelings this morning when we described them. Cannot realize that the end of our long journey was so near. After traveling 3,200 kilometers, the Whitmans had finally reached their new home in December 1836. So far, I'm not seeing where they're describing anything. Normally, the synonyms you see are descriptions. Like many other immigrants, they were tired and weary, but happy and relieved to have made it. Well, there I see some. So I have tired and weary, and I have happy and relieved. I'm just going to pick one of them right now. I'm tired and weary. So tired and weary. I know if I'm tired, I need to sleep, right? Weary, the same thing. If I'm weary, I'm exhausted. So maybe my definition is going to be needing rest or sleep. Right? And this is where you can use your technology. Go ahead, go online, look up the definition, say definition of tired, definition of weary, see what it tells you. Paragraph 16 is the last one. We haven't read this paragraph yet, so I'm just going to go through and help you. Once again, when you're looking for synonyms, a lot of times it lists them as kind of describing words. So if I skim through here, I see some different ones. This first one, the travelers face many hardships and dangers. Those are kind of synonyms that go together. So I'm going to write that down. Hardships, dangers. So what are hardships? What are dangers? I'm going to think hardships and dangers. I'm going to keep reading to see if it gives me any context clues. Many believe Native American attacks pose the greatest threat. Well, that would be a danger, right? Crossing rivers was treacherous. That would be a danger and a hardship. The weather was unpredictable. Sudden downpours, snowstorms, hailstorm. Yeah. So hardships and dangers are things that can cause harm, right? So I think for you guys, what you should do now is go finish checking these definitions out. And if you feel like ours weren't very close, restate them so they make more sense with the dictionary definition. But it's nice to see the different language they use. They didn't just say a lot of fields, a lot of animals, a lot of rivers. It sounds much better when you say lush green fields, abundant game, and many rivers. So throwing in those not as common words makes reading it more interesting, and it helps to expand your vocabulary. So stay tuned for the IXLs, okay? Hey, it's Tuesday. Well, you already know that because you watched the rest of the video. Anyway, sorry, filming this on a different day. But today's assignment, and this will be the assignment for the rest of the week, so today, Wednesday, and Thursday, is AA1 and AA2 and FF2 to 80%. So we'll just go through a couple of them. You'll be working on these each day. So here we go. First one is choose the synonym. And I'll stick myself over here so I'm not in the way. So what's the synonym of imagine? Understand or pretend? So that's a word we already should know. Pretend, right? If you imagine something, you're pretending it's happening. What's the synonym of fall? Well, automatically I thought like fall down, but morning or autumn? Fall and autumn. Let's jump a level and see what it says. Synonym of immediately. If you want somebody to do something immediately, do you want them to do it now or quickly? Like they have to, like let's say, I say, do your homework immediately. Does that mean I want you to do it now, or does that mean I want you to hurry through it? Do it now, right? So that's AA1. Let's skip ahead to AA2 and see what it's asking us to do. Okay, AA2 goes a little more in depth. You are using synonyms to figure out which sentence has the same meaning. Meaning. It was funny when the clown pretended to trip on a banana peel. So instead of funny, I'm going to stick these words in and see which one makes sense. It was amusing when the clown pretended to trip on a banana peel. It was boring when the clown pretended to trip on a banana peel. Well, boring and funny definitely aren't the same thing. So amusing. It amused me. The video camera showed the robber peeking in the window of the bank. The video camera showed the acrobat peeking in the window of the bank. The video camera showed the thief peeking in the video camera. The video camera in the window of the bank. The thief, right? Let's skip a level. The spaceship crashed on a strange planet in a far corner of the galaxy. So meaning a synonym with the same meaning as far. The spaceship crashed on a strange planet in a distant corner of the galaxy, or the spaceship crashed on a strange planet in a dangerous corner of the galaxy. Well, I know far means way over there, so I'm going to say the distant corner. That's AA2. Let's check out FF2 now. So FF2 is determine the meaning of words using synonyms and context. This is more like using them like we did in our work earlier today. So did you read the short article about the history of chocolate that I gave you? I thought it was interesting for such a brief look at the topic. So I have to find a synonym for brief now. So I'm going to go back here and use context clues. So it says a brief look at the topic. So did you read the short article? So an article and the topic are probably talking about the same thing. So I'm going to say a short article. The article is short. It was probably the same as brief. Yep. So now, did you read the short article about the history of chocolate I gave you? I thought it was interesting for such a brief look at the topic. What is the meaning of the word brief? Well, I know it's a synonym for short, so I know that short is not long, so I'm going to choose that. In 2009, scientists discovered a peculiar rat in Papua New Guinea. This unusual animal weighed 3.5 pounds and was 32 inches long. So now I know it's talking about a rat, a peculiar rat. So if I look here at the rest of my sentences, instead of saying rat there, they're saying animal. But those are synonyms too. I can stick animal in for rat and I'm meaning the same thing. So instead of saying peculiar rat, I'm going to see how they described it, the animal. So they said an unusual animal. So I'm going to say that unusual is the synonym for peculiar. Submit that. And now I'm going to try and find the meaning. So I know if something is unusual, it's different, right? So let's look through here. So useful, strange, or ugly. Well, strange. Ugly is different, not necessarily ugly, right? So let's do that one. Let's jump a level and see what it has us do. What is the meaning of the word adore as used below? Janet and Pamela adore baseball. In fact, they love playing baseball, going to baseball games, and even watching baseball on television. So it has love underlined for me already, so I know love is the synonym for adore. So if you love something, do you give it up? Do you like something a lot, or do you learn about something? Well, I like something a lot, so I'm going to choose that one. This one I have to pick the synonym again. Please notify me if you'd like to try out for jazz band, Mr. Shaw said. I was so excited I could barely wait. I rushed to tell him as soon as class ended. So if he's saying, please notify me if you'd like to try out for jazz band, he's probably saying, please tell me if you'd like to try out for jazz band, right? That's another way I could say it. So I'm going to say tell would probably be my synonym. Oh, it was. So now, what does tell mean? Same thing as notify. Perform for someone, let someone know something, or keep secret from someone. So let someone know something, right? And that's what you'll be doing. So you're working on AA1, AA2, FF2. And this will be the rest of the week. So, I have a weird hair thing going on here. So it'll be from now until Thursday. If you don't happen to finish it by Thursday, I know it's Easter weekend, but you could probably work on it on a Friday as well. So this is your assignment for the week. I'll just have little reminders at the end of my other videos that this is what you're going to keep working on. But yeah, if you have any questions, get a hold of me and we can figure it out together. So see you tomorrow.